Hey there, and welcome to Odyssey. We are so glad that you have joined our team. I'm going to run through a few things about Odyssey and a few details that you need to know now that you're joined the team, but a few things you need to know now that you have joined this wonderful team of great people. So, one of the big things is I'm going to run through the handbook really quick. Let me find it. I will be sending you this in an email. It is your responsibility to print this out and put it in a binder or have it on an iPad. But you are responsible for knowing proper format and things like that. Formatting is really easy, and I'll run through it super fast. A lot of this here's the writer handbook. We'll use this one because the rest is for EICs. But it's very helpful stuff. We're using AP style, numbers, Oxford comma, stuff. Like here is all your information when it comes to that. With content, make sure that your content is exceptional. And by exceptional means it's written well. And if you have issues with writing, please ask me or one of our other editors. I will be more than happy to go through it with you. You are required to write an article per week, and each article is due on Saturday at noon. The earlier the better, though, because that really helps us as editors to go through this. With your articles, your goal is to engage the community around you and also for articles to go viral. Gardner Webb's community has been very good about making articles go viral. One of our writers, Keely Brown, in February alone had over 200,000 views just on her article, and it was amazing. So I will let you run through this. This is basically running through grammar and all of those wonderful things that we learned in English class, and we'll go through that. So format. Format is a big thing. Please refer to this guide when you have questions about formatting. It will go through and tell you the proper way to have your articles. This runs through your categories. It's really helpful. Let's see. I'm going to run through the actual process myself just to help explain it a little bit better. This is an article that I've been using to demonstrate to other people, so it doesn't match at all what it would actually be. But in your CMS subject line for the week, you need to put in your date that it is due tomorrow. It will be the 19th. So you put in that date, and this is just like a temporary headline. This is for your purpose right here, where you just write a little bit about it. So articles, obviously you know what an article is. It's something that is not a listicle. Listicle is something such as 10 things you need to know about Gardner Webb, for example. And that will be a listicle. And I'll run through that it is in the handbook for you. Standard content, this is what we call evergreen pieces. It can be for any time of the year. News content, the wonderful thing with Odyssey is it is anything that has happened in the last 2 weeks or will happen in the future 2 weeks. A lot of the time it is very easy to turn your content that you already want to write about into a news piece. For example, Michaela Mays, one of our writers, wrote an article on 10 must-see Broadway shows, and she featured Hamilton in there. Hamilton is a new musical on Broadway that is taking the entire theater world by storm. But by just using that in the intro, for example, she can still keep the content of her original article, but make it a news piece. Also, news can be anything sports related. Sports is a big one. We love sports writers because that is a news piece and that reaches a very broad range of people. But anyway, if you think it if it's anything that's happened in the last 2 weeks will happen in the future 2 weeks, it is news. So feel free to use that. We're going to start requiring that our writers write at least one news piece a month. It's not that hard, and it's really easy to turn it into a piece that you would normally write anyway that would be considered an evergreen piece. With writing, I think I was running off of something such as 10 things or 10 people you meet in college or something like that. With a listicle, you have to have a 50 to 150 word intro. This is typically the format about with a listicle. Here, this will be in header 2 format. Your images, you import them up there and you center them. Wonderful. Then you have a caption. And simple as that. And I will attach the link to the other videos that we have used in the past that runs through this more specifically, just for the sake of time. But I hope that you will ask me questions. Always feel free to email me or text me. I'm here to help you, and we are so excited to have you on our staff. Thanks.